Should I introduce myself already? Alright. Hey everyone, I am Zinpars, and today I'm gonna run Celeste. The estimate is 45 minutes. I'm not sure about the in-game time, RTA conversion and stuff, so better safe than sorry. And yeah, we had the suggestion to call her Theo. Thanks, Becky. And yeah, I guess I'm just gonna start if you're ready. Alright, I'll 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, the game starts off pretty simple. I almost died there. You can only jump and climb. And when you climb, you lose amount of stamina, and when you're out of stamina, you can't climb anymore. There are some little strats that make this faster, and every time you jump, you save like 1 or 2 frames, so we do that in this prologue a lot because we can't do anything else. And at the end of the prologue, we unlock the dash, and this bird will teach us how to. Yeah. And yeah, that's the prologue. That was the boring part, and now it gets really crazy in the next chapter. And yeah, we can skip all the cutscenes, so that's really nice. And so we can get right to the action. So now I can dash, and if I do a jump at the end of the dash, like you see here, then I retain my speed, and if I time the jump correctly, I also retain my dash. And I can also do this by dashing into the ground diagonally, which you saw me do here, for example. That, oh wow, no. Okay. That will give me even more speed but less height. And those two are like the main tricks that you can do with dashes. Here you see me dash against, oh hold on, dash against or along a wall and then use my jump like here, and that will give me like, it's called a wall bounce. It will give me speed boost and a lot of height. Oh, something that I should mention about this game, I often die because I go for strats that are too hard, but they look cool. And if you die here, then you, oh come on, then you usually lose a bit of time. Oh man, it's hard to commentate and run, so I might mess up a bit. But yeah, you often lose time if you're still pretty new to the game, but you don't lose that much time usually, because as you see, the screens are all pretty short. So you don't lose that much time if you die. Of course, pro runners like die only once or twice in a run, or even 0 times. Some deaths are intentional. And here you see me do neutral wall jumps. You can do that to not use any of your stamina, and you can basically wall jump infinitely high. And yeah, that was chapter 1. It's a pretty easy chapter. Doesn't have too many gimmicks. Like you saw those moving blocks, I didn't get around to explain those, but we'll see them again later. Chapter 2 will introduce new things, but first we have to kind of trigger an event. Oh yeah, I also do those bunny hops. Like if I'm at a high speed and then just do a normal jump, then I'll keep that speed and still have my dash as well, so that's pretty convenient. That's a pretty tight jump, hold on. There we go. And here's a little glitch. You can skip the cutscene and land right in that dream block. I think that's not intended by the devs, and I think all the rest is intended, I think. Because one of the devs is also a speedrunner, and so this game was kind of developed with speedrunning in mind, so that's really cool. Oh, hold on. Oh. And here, there's a little chase sequence. This is, we call her Battle Line, and she basically mimics our movement. And she's like 3 seconds behind us, so if we are going fast, she's also going fast. And yeah, the gimmick in this level are those dream blocks that you see here in the middle. If you dash them, then you will gain your dash back, and yeah, you also go fast, like you travel through them like this. I messed up a little bit, but I think that's fine. Ooh, okay, that's a little bit risky, but we want to go fast, so we do that. A little shortcut. Some more shortcuts. And here we also have to take care not to die to her, because if you touch her then you die, and this is a pretty long room, so you don't want to do that. Here I'm gonna do an ultra dash, which gives even more speed. That's basically you do a hyper dash. I think I didn't call the name, but that's like if you dash diagonally into the ground like this, that's a hyper dash, and if you do a diagonal dash downwards after that, then you gain even more speed, but you can't do that everywhere. And yeah, this section is it's basically all movement. Like you can go really fast if you're good at movement, and the Taz is insane for this section, especially because he can gain like infinite speed almost, and he almost overshoots that last screen, and it's really crazy. Right, so that was chapter 2. The chapters start out really slow. There's a total of 7 chapters, and they will get longer and longer. And this chapter is really hard because it's heavily cycle based. Like you'll see those, they're called dust creatures or dust bunnies, and yeah, they are on a cycle. The cycle is always the same when you enter the room, so you can adjust to that, so there's like no RNG involved. But if you die, then the death cycle is different than the enter cycle. So sometimes runners choose to just re-enter the room if they don't know the death cycle. Or sometimes they choose to just die when they enter the room because the death cycle is easier than the normal cycle. And here I have to get the key to open this door that we see up there. Oh, whoops. I think I'm gonna go to the backup, the slow one. Okay, there we go. And yeah, there's also a story to each chapter, and oh, wrong dash. Here we kind of see this house. I guess. Oh, hold on, wrong entrance. In this game, it really matters how you enter the next screen, because you keep your momentum if you enter the next screen, and you always regain your dash. So if you enter a room in the right way, then you can save a lot of time. Oh. Like here you see me that I still have the speed when I enter the room. Like I almost do it in every room, so like here I still have the speed and so on. Now here we are in the huge mess section, and like the hotel we're in is a bit chaotic, so we have to clean up, and first you have to get to the NPC there, and then he will open us some doors, and we can basically do them in any order, but there's a certain order that's fastest, so we're gonna do that in this order. Because when we get back to the room, then the exit from this section will be the fastest to the main room, to reach the NPC a second time. And yeah, you see all those cycles, but if you have to memorize strats, then that's easy. This here is a spike jump. Like, you don't really jump off the spikes, but off a little bit of the wall that's still below the spikes. You can do a wall jump there, and saves a little bit of time. It will save a lot of time later on, so there will be a few more of those. And yeah, now we're already in second section. Like you saw me push that lever earlier, or I don't know what it is actually. And we have to do this 3 times to clean up those things. Like you also see the books and towels here lying around at the edges. Those are the things that will be cleaned up. Right now we're in the books section, I think. So once we push this, then all the books will be gone. Also from the huge mess room that we're going back to right now. And yeah, once again we can skip all the cutscenes, so that's really useful for a speed game. And here I make use of my momentum again, that I keep through screens. Oh, that's wrong. Rip. Let's get a bit slower. Okay, nice. And yeah, a lot of, like, this game doesn't have many controls. Like, it's basically only dash, jump, grab, and you can also talk. and that's it. But you can combine those in so many ways that it makes up for a really great movement set. Okay, I had to slow down a little bit. And yeah, some of the movements are really precise because, like, you see that I sometimes still have the dash after the dash jump. So hold on, it's a bit awkward. Okay, there we go. And if you do that too late, if you jump too early, then you don't keep the dash, and then you usually just die because you're going for hard strats. Okay, that was close. And yeah, also the wall dashes that wall bounces that I'm doing here, they are kind of close. Like if you do them too early, then you just bounce against the ceiling and you die. Oh, that was bad. I was too greedy there. For no big reason. Okay, there we go. This is a pretty cool room, but I'm not going for the usual strat because I don't like it, so I'm just gonna do this a little bit slower, but if I don't die, then I'm happy. Yeah, this is a pretty long room, so I hope I won't die at the end of it. And it's all just cycle based, so I have to wait anyway sometimes. I'm just gonna take it a bit slow here. Okay. And here we're coming up to another kind of chase sequence. And this time it's the hotel manager who is angry at us. Hold on. And we basically just have to run away and hope that he doesn't catch us and kill us. As you see, he kind of locks onto us, and then he dashes in this white line that he's projecting before that. So it's not too hard to dodge, basically, but when you have to focus on so many other things and also want to go fast, then it can be quite difficult. But if you're always doing the same movement, then you should be able to avoid him. It's just pretty hard to always do the same thing. Especially if it's really precise. Oh, also those crystals, they are refresh crystals, so they just refresh your dash, and they refresh your dash and your stamina for climbing, and you'll see those a lot in the run and the game itself. This is a really long room and I don't want to die here, so I'm just gonna wait. Okay. And that's chapter 3. This is one of the... This is where it basically gets hard in this chapter because of all those cycles and stuff. And also, like casually, it also gets really hard here. Before that, it's kind of... It's interesting and cool and you get to know the mechanics, and then it gets really hard. This chapter will have even more or newer things. It kind of gets rid of the old, as always. And you see those clouds here, and you can bounce on them to jump higher. And you see those bubbles here, and they'll give you... They basically function like an additional dash. And we also see water. We don't see too much water, but I guess I'll explain a bit later on. And now we see the wind. Wind can be really annoying because it pushes you back usually, and it like completely changes the gravity or physics. Like if you're used that your dash goes usually that far, then that won't be the case if there's wind. And now the wind is in the other way, so the wind varies in direction and in strength, and that can really mess you up. And we have to... Oh, those keys that I just collected, they unlock the door. And yeah, I already collected some of those, and there will be more in the run. Those are neutral wall jumps again, but they didn't really matter that much because of the wind. This is another spike jump. That saves a little bit of time. Here I keep the momentum from the previous screen to do a wall bounce. And wall bounce again is just dashing along a wall and then jumping. So basically a dash jump off a wall. Okay, let's try to do this. No! Okay, wait, I can save this, I think. Come on, please. Nice. Yeah. That was basically an auto. Well, it wasn't good. Like, I could have done it casual and it would have been faster. But I didn't die, so. And yeah, that would have been an auto-scroller skip, and you know, auto-scrollers are slow, so we want to skip those. We can just jump through here. Like casually all the rooms would take much longer, but we can, with the use of those dash jumps, we can skip a lot of things in this game. Please, I need to, oh hold on, oh I hesitated, but I can save this, okay. There we go. Normally you'd have to grab that block there and do other stuff, and we can also skip some blocks here. And I think there's another auto-scroller coming up. Yep. You can actually skip both of those auto-scrollers, but this one is TAS only because you have to do several spike jumps in a row and do crazy stuff. The first one is possible RTA, but it's really hard. And by RTA I mean in a run. Oh no! Oh. Okay. Whoops! I thought I was dead, so I didn't really react to that. This room is on a pretty tight cycle, and I made it. Now just don't die here. Okay, nice. And now the wind is really strong, so we can basically only advance by dashing. We're gonna skip this, maybe if I don't mess it up. Well, not really skip it, but we can get in front of it, and that saves a little bit of time. And then this is snowballs. Snowballs, if they hit you in the face, then you die. If you jump on them, though, you regain your dash, so they can be used to get faster. But most of the time, they just mess you up. And yeah, that was a pretty good use of the snowball, and looks pretty cool. No, saved. Oh no, and then I messed that up. Okay, hold on. There we go, and dodge the snowball, yep. The snowballs all appear where you were, so they are not RNG, even though they might look like it. But it's still hard to predict when they come, especially if you're not paying attention to it because of the run. And here I'm going for a swag strat. Nice. You saw me there jump right at the spikes. The way, because that worked, is if you're moving away from spikes, then they won't kill you. And since the wind was also pushing me towards the spike and I was still moving away, I was still close enough to do a wall jump, but I was moving away far enough so that they won't kill me. I don't think that really saves time, because I've only ever seen the TAS do that. Because it's also pretty risky and probably not worth it, but you know, style. Okay, this is the Shadow Temple. It's a big maze, casually. Luckily I know the way. And you see those bubbles, whoops. And they are like the green bubbles, but they extend infinitely. And here I'm gonna do a little skip. I'm just jumping through those. Normally you'd have to grab a bubble. Oh, I wanted to go too fast. Normally you'd have to grab a bubble on the left side to go there, but I'm just gonna skip that to get this key, and then you can move along. And yeah, as casual you go through all the doors without finding the key, and then yeah. So the cutscene. There would be another cutscene glitch in this part, but that's hard to save time with this. And here I'm coming up with a hard strat. Hold on. Oh, let me try again. Ah, okay, I kind of got it. What I did there is keeping the speed from the block and doing a dash on my own, and those speeds add up, and that allowed me to get more speed. And here I'm gonna go for a ridiculous skip that's only saves time if you get it like in the first few tries. There we go. Nice. I think most runners don't go for that, but you know, style. Oh. Yeah, exactly. You know, I have to show how cool this run can be, right? Just ignore all the death, okay? Hold on. I could have done this slower, but I was scared because I wasn't focusing too hard. And yeah, now we're kind of going into this mirror, and oh, hold on. I wanted to skip the cutscene too early. Another thing that I should mention, the skip cutscene button is on the same button like the retry button, so if you skip a cutscene too early, then you retry the room and you lose a lot of time usually. Don't want to do that. And this section kind of introduces this new enemy, Like you have to play as the enemy so you can see what he can do. And he can also kill you, as you can see here. And now I'm in kind of a dream section, I think. And everything changed and it's scary. And this is Battleline. This time she doesn't want to chase us. I actually don't remember what she's saying there, so sorry for that. And yeah. Also those blocks here, they activate when you dash. I should have explained that way earlier, but that's why I didn't dash earlier there, because otherwise the block would have been activated too early. And now we see those enemies that were introduced, and we will see them for the rest of this chapter basically. Don't kill me, okay. And you see those enemies can collect those switches for us, which is really convenient. Because that saves a lot of time sometimes. Oh, I messed this up. Rip. I don't know. Backup strats. I don't know. Good backup strats for this. You can jump on him and then he's gonna collect this with his explosion. Exactly. Then jump on this guy. You're also getting your dash back if you jump on them, and I kind of missed the manipulation here. Okay. What I wanted to do here is this, and then he grabs that, and then I can go down here. No! Oh. Okay, grab this, go down here, then do this, that's faster, okay. And this is quite a long route, but it's really cool. Oh no, I messed it up. Please stay over there. Okay. No, he's coming back. No, oh, okay, whatever. I go the slow way. If I had done it optimally, he would have stayed on the left side, and I would have had... I could have moved freely on the right side. And here are more of those bubbles. Some insta-kill spikes that we're just gonna ignore. And here's coming up a huge skip. It saves like 2 or 3 minutes. Like normally you'd have to gather those keys down there, but we just jump over those spikes. With a reverse dash, so... I'm not sure if I should explain that, it's kind of hard. I basically just... It's easier to dash on a smaller platform. Whoops. Then I just go up here. Come on, okay, there we go. This is another ultra, that gives me a lot of speed. And yeah, we abuse those, I have no idea how they're called, but we abuse them a lot to gain our dashes back or to capture those switches. Key switches, I think they're called. And now this is Theo, and we have to kind of, like, he's trapped in this case and we have to carry him along, but he can help us. Hold on. Because he can activate the switches and he can also kind of save us from those guys. I forgot how to do this. Okay, whatever. Let's do it slow and safe. There we go. And yeah, if we grab Theo, then we are slower, so I usually want to avoid that. But we grab him right. Like if we dash and then grab him, then we can actually maintain the momentum. And that doesn't make it that slow anymore. We just have to keep throwing him and re-grabbing him, so that's a bit annoying. And sometimes he throws us. If I do this right, then I get a lot of speed. I didn't do it right. Here a little dash, jump dash, use it by the platform. I'm also gonna skip this platform, because why not? And this is one of the last rooms. Let me... oh, hold on. Don't kill me. Okay. No. Go away. Okay. They're sometimes really hard to control. And here those shockwaves want to push me back, but if I time my dashes right, then I can dash right through them. Oh, also this green flag is really annoying. I disable that. Like the screen really was really... how do I call that? It was really weird, and I usually disable that on my PC, but I forgot to disable it here. Now we're coming to reflection. Like, I haven't told much about the story because I don't want to spoil too much, because the story is actually amazing in this game. And I think you won't really get spoiled if you watch the speedrun. Maybe a little bit, I don't know. But yeah, what will happen here is we like, okay, the normal story is you want to climb the mountain and then you fell down, and this is a hard trick. Hold on. First try, nice. And you want to climb the mountain for some reason, and then just now we fell down the mountain, and now we're at the bottom again, and whoops. Hold on. And now you have to climb back up again. And those blocks are, by the way, are called Kevin blocks because Kevin is the guy who made the sound for those guys. And the sound is really funny. And oh yeah, those feathers. Like I think you saw what they do. You can kind of fly around with them, and it's pretty nice. And actually, for those you should use the analog stick because the analog stick has more angles, and they if you only make slight changes to the angles, then they are faster than if you do the D-pad angles. The D-pad only having 8 angles. And usually for this run, I and a lot of many other runners use the D-pad, but for the feathers, most of them use the D-pad, the analog stick, because it saves time, you know. And yeah, you see those bumpers here. If you bump into them, they bounce you away, and you get a speed boost. Oh, I messed up. Also, I'm using the speed from this Kevin block here to gain more speed and skip this section. And then here are some annoying walls that just knock you back. I don't really know what purpose they serve. I guess it's a library. Oh, okay, that was unintended. But yeah, here you see the bouncers in action. And here you just want to avoid the bouncers. And you can also keep the feather into the next screen. That's what I did there, to save a little bit of time. But it's all about those small optimizations. Here you can do a skip, kind of. Yeah. If you hold away from the bouncer the same frame you hit the bouncer, then you get an extra large speed boost. Or you will travel extra far, and yeah. That we'll skip one of the bouncers, so that's pretty nice. Oh, I kind of messed up the cycle, now I'm scared. I might die here. Hold on, I can save this. Oh, saved. And yeah, another cutscene that we just skip. Now we'll see the scary tentacle things, I guess. And for some reason we follow them. I personally wouldn't do that. And this is a pretty long section, and it has some intended skips right here, where you can just fall down. There are some lineups. I went up there to get a checkpoint, because if I die here, then I just land there. Otherwise I would have had to start over. Here's some more water. I guess it's not worth mentioning the controls of water in that. Like, you can just dash through the water, and it always refreshes your dash here. And we won't see much more water in this run. Another Kevin block. I think this is called Battle Line Boost, and well, you will get a lot of speed, as you will see soon, and it will push you right into the Battle Line fight. And yeah, oh, now this is a real boss fight. We won't run away anymore, we will fight this time. And by fighting I mean we'll just dash into her, or even walk into her, I guess. And we have to do that over and over. And she doesn't have health, it just requires a certain amount of hits per screen. It's like pre-programmed. And then she will go to the next screen. I messed up, okay. And then you have to start again. And yeah, there will also be a lot of screen shakes here. Oops. And yeah, she also, as you see, she makes all those stones fall down, and she wants to try her utmost to stop us. And yeah, it's kind of hard to remember those screens because most of them look pretty similar, and I had a lot of trouble remembering the strats for each room. Especially because sometimes you have to know what you're gonna do before entering the room. Oh, whoops, I forgot to dash, or I dashed too late rather. Okay, and yeah, we're gonna do this. Some of the rooms are really long, so I might play it safe, so I won't die at the end of a long room. Oh no, I missed my speed and I died. Okay, that's fine. Right there I messed up the entry. I didn't enter the room with enough speed, and that kind of messes up my strat for the room. And I didn't really think of a backup. Okay, here I'm gonna play it safe. You could make that cycle before the laser, but yeah. And yeah, we're just gonna keep chasing her. We're not giving up. And yeah, right here it turns into the second phase of the fight. She still wants to kind of try to tell us that she only wants to help us and stuff. Hold on. And now she's really angry. And also the music is really good in this fight. It was before and now it's even better. And yeah, now I think the stones are moving faster or something. It's really hard to notice right now. But yeah. Oh, okay. Rip. Whoops. Luckily I have a backup strat for this room. Oh, and then I messed it up again. It's sometimes really hard to know how... Okay, I'm gonna do that slow now. It's sometimes really hard to know how long you have to press A. Oh, okay, I can't do the slow way, I never do the slow way. Okay, do this fast way. There we go. Oh, and then I miss her. Okay, we're fine, we're fine. Alright, here we're gonna get a little boost from the platform. And hopefully don't die here because it's a really long room. And yeah, this fight combines all the mechanics that we've learned in this chapter. The feathers, the bumpers, the cabin blocks. Also, I never mentioned those springs, but I guess it's quite clear what they do. And now we level up and we have 2 dashes, so even more movement options. So we can do harder stuff, but we can also... Sometimes we have a backup if you only use 1 dash, so that's nice. But yeah, now we're coming to the last level, which is also the longest level, and... Is it the hardest? I guess this one was harder than the last, in my opinion. But yeah, it will be really long, and the cool thing is it combines all the other chapters. So, yeah, you basically go through chapter 1 to 5 again. You won't see a chapter of the chapter that we just were in. I guess this is kind of the chapter for that, because the spikes looks similar, I guess. And yeah, as you see with the 2 dashes we can do a lot of stuff. Whoa, okay. Hold on. Okay, I can do this. Let's play the safe. Okay. And yeah, ooh, no! There I messed up one of the wall bounces, as I said. They can be quite precise, and I don't have a backup. That's the slow one. And yeah, the refresh crystals refresh both dashes, so sometimes it seems like we have an infinity of dashes, which is really cool. Oh yeah, the springs also refresh your dashes, which will be quite handy in this chapter. And then we have to skip all those cutscenes between the sub-chapters, I guess. And this is 500 meters. This is basically chapter 1. You see those moving blocks that we found in the chapter 1. I didn't explain those, but they just basically they move once you touch them, and you can get a speed boost from them. And here I'm gonna do a reverse dash with the speed boost. Nice. I should have grabbed that earlier. Whatever. Yeah, here you see lots of speed boosts from those blocks. This chapter is also relatively hard casually, so we can't do too many skips, I guess. It's not the hardest though. Oh, it's not the hardest though, so don't worry. Hold on. Let's just do this. It's pretty... Like, you can make that jump, but it is a bit harder. So yeah, I'm doing all kind of smaller skips that that are so normal for me that I'm not even gonna explain them, because yeah, like I don't even notice that it's a skip anymore, and I have to focus on the run, and there's so many of them. Like normally you have to do so many things, but if you just do diagonal dashes there, then you can save a lot of time. Same here, we just know the perfect route for those lock switches. I'm gonna do it safe. Okay, nice. Here, you use those stream blocks to gain your dashes back a lot here, so that room was just a whole bunch of dashes. There is not one strat where you do a hyper out of those stream blocks, which seems pretty hard, at least. Oh, hold on. At least it's hard for me, so I'm not gonna do it. Oh, whoops. There we go. And here I can dash through that corner, or through the corner of stream blocks, and I pressed dash too early. That's why I died. Hold on. There, now you can see it again, dashing through the corner. Okay, hold on. Dashing through the corner here, and then do this, and then mash the dash button this time, just in case. Whoops. I almost hit retry there because I wanted to skip the cutscene too soon. Oh. And yeah, now we're again in chapter 3, kind of, with all those dust bunnies and cycle-based stuff. So optimally I would just not die and not mess anything up like I did there, but that's fine. But yeah, worst case scenario, I can just wait for the normal cycle to happen again. This is a really long room, so I hope I won't die. I am gonna take it a little bit slow. Oh, wow, okay. I did not expect to die there though. Oh, whoops. Okay, there we go. Oh, can I have to die here. Retrying is a little bit faster than dying. And someone just came online. Hello, hello someone. Okay, I'm just gonna do this really slow. Oh my god. I can't climb up those edges for a reason. Now we go. Okay. Now it will get fast again, don't worry, except if I mess up. Hold on. I want to do this the way that I'm used to, because usually I know don't mess this up, but I think I can just do this. Yeah, okay. And this room is really cool. Ooh, okay, I was too scared. Yeah, that was a bunch of ultras, which are really fast and they look really cool. And here we took a little shortcut, which is a bit faster than the normal route. Not sure how much. And yeah. Oh yeah, also those purple bubbles here, that's battle line that pushes up to the next level, and we have to just hit her a few times or get to her a few times, and then she'll catapult us to the next section. This is chapter 4, the wind and green bubble section, and I always mess this up. Okay, there we go. And we also see those clouds. By the way, the pink clouds, they appear after one jump, but I think you have noticed that by now. Okay. And the return of the snowballs. I have to take a bit care here, so I'm not getting hit. Oh, that's a spell. Okay, there we go. I was waiting for the snowball there. This is another auto-scroller skip. Oh, this might be close. No, rip. I think I should jump later. Oh. Oh, this is bad. Okay, hold on, focus. Okay. Hold on. I can do this. Oh, come on. It doesn't save that much time that I should go for it that often. Okay, I just gotta shut up and then I'm gonna do the trick. There we go. Oh, saved. Then once again I hit the ceiling. Oops. Nice. I hit the ceiling while I wanted to do a wall bounce, but luckily we have 2 dashes, so I was able to save that. Oops. And yeah, we're skipping a bunch of stuff here again, because we have 2 dashes and refresh crystals, and that's really nice. And yeah, we're at the end of the chapter 4 section of Summit. Oh no! It went off without me. Stupid auto-scrollers. Okay, what? I'm just getting trolled now. Okay, there we go. And there's lots of minor time saves, like I jumped off the auto-scroller a bit earlier. That sucks. That's a big time loss, like at the end of such a big room. Because I forgot that I should do an up dash just for safety there. Or a diagonal dash. There we go. Okay, hold on. I think we're still fine for the estimate though. Oh, okay, that's fine. There we go. Okay, and this is chapter 5. It has those blocks that move when we dash. Nice, I got the quick room here. That's pretty hard. And here's another use of the spike jumps. Like we do 2 spike jumps here to skip moving down. Also, you saw me retry here, and I've done that before. That's because it just puts me at the start of the room while still having the key, so I won't have to walk all the way back. So that's pretty convenient. Whoops. You could skip, you could like cut those corners a bit closer, but you can do this basically. And this is oh, hold on, this is kind of a meme. This is called door skip, and it saves like 1 second if you do it first try, and it can lose you up to 10 seconds if you mess it up at the end. And there we go. So like usually you don't go for it, but I think by now it's like it's kind of a normal trick to go, at least at high level. Oh, hold on. I didn't want to dash there because then I would have had to wait for the platform to come back. Okay, I think that was all the chapters. Now there's the real summit, yeah. If you guys want, you can count the checkpoints, like that was checkpoint 30 and they will count down. Like this was 29. And yeah, this is really the summit. Like this is a new level, has new mechanics. And one mechanic you see here, that's a downward wind, which is really annoying. Like it messes with your understanding of the physics a lot. And I hate this jump, by the way, so I'm just gonna do it a bit safer. Okay, there we go. And yeah, the wind basically pushes you downward a lot, and hold on, okay, there we go. And you don't jump as high, and it's so annoying. That's fine. Okay, that was close. Oops. Okay. And here's just a bunch of dashes. I think if you spam the dash button, you can fail, so I just did it kind of slowly. You can skip some of the checkpoints like I just did there. Saves a tiny amount of time. You can skip a lot of checkpoints actually, but that's usually not worth it in speedruns. And some backup is also pretty nice, especially for marathon runs. Given how often I died today. Oh, I messed something up because I was talking probably. You have to go kind of slow here because like the game wants you to use all your dashes precisely to clear this level. So we kind of have to do that. Okay, nice. Those 2 checkpoints before were kind of hard because they were quite long, and if I had died there, I would have lost a lot of time. The following checkpoint I could skip, but oh, come on. I could skip, but it's like only if I walk like a few pixels further, then I get it. So it's not really worth it for me to skip it in a marathon run. There we go. Alright, we're getting close to the summit. Also, this is upwind, by the way, which makes us jump higher and stuff. And it's already gone. Oh no, it's still there for one more screen. But it makes us go higher, jump higher, which is quite useful sometimes. And now it's gone, so rip upwind. And now we just have no wind. And it's kind of weird getting from downwind to upwind to no wind. But basically this is the normal gravity now. Yeah, doing some last feather movements. Oh, I was too greedy. Hold on. Come on, jump. There we go. Oh, okay. I was scared. Okay, 2. Okay. Like here I also have to preserve my stamina and my dashes. Hello? There we go. I wanted to do a dash jump there while jumping on the platform, and that is pretty precise, and if you do it a bit too low then she just jumps away. And time is coming up now. Time. A bit overestimated that. In-game time was underestimated, so that's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna let the credits run here. So yeah, that was Celeste. It is, in my opinion, it's one of the hardest speed games because it has so many inputs and precise inputs and lots of inputs per minute. But it's a really fun game and it feels rewarding if you nail the tricks and if you can go fast. Like you can sometimes go really fast, as you saw, like the battle line boost where I jumped right into the boss fight with high speed. And yeah. And like the game is also hard casually, so speedrunning it is automatically makes it harder because you have to not die. And yeah, if you want to learn it, I guess you can join. You can go to speedrunner.com and there you'll find links to the Discord or probably also to tutorials. There's a good tutorial on YouTube from Bentisi if you're interested. And yeah, I guess that's it from me. Next up we have Wind Waker, exactly. Legend of Zelda, the Wind Waker. So yeah, I hope you're hyped for that, and yeah, thanks for watching, and I'm out.